at last. This is the third part of the course where we will be deploying our web application on Heroku. So before we start with Heroku, we have to understand that some files have to be made which are like commands for Heroku to understand. So let's start with runtime.txt and procfile. Runtime.txt is basically just telling Heroku which language or base it is that we are using for the server. So if you can see in the runtime.txt, I have defined that I am using Python with the version 3.6.13. Now, I didn't actually specifically tell you the version that I'm using, but for this application, a version of 3.6 and above won't work. Meaning, actually 3.6 would work, but 3.7 onwards it won't work. So if you're trying to run this application, try to run it on 3.6, any of the X versions, or maybe 3.5, 3.4, etc. Now let's come back to the procfile. So procfile is the mechanism for declaring what commands are to be run by your application in the Heroku platform itself. The commands that I specified in the last part, or I would say the commands that the Flask itself runs that are self-infigured are actually what this procfile is telling to the Heroku that you have to run those commands also. I will show you some of the commands that are run and this line is actually what is making them all, configuring itself rather than me manually setting up the server itself on Heroku. Okay, so now let's go to the Heroku. Yeah, so before, yeah, actually before we go to Heroku, what you can do is upload the code onto your GitHub inside a new repo. Okay, and you can see that I have done that also, and my static templates, procfile, app.file, wgsi, wsgi are all inside my new repo, that is cat versus dogs. Now you can see, what is this? Yeah, so now you can see that I'm onto my dashboard. And if you haven't actually got an account on Heroku, you can just simply log in or make an account. It is very simple. And after you log in, you can see that you would be specified or you would be getting the dashboard as the first page for your Heroku. And then you can just go to the new and create a new app. Here you can just type in any name. Okay, so this is not available and this is available. So you can just simply type the app name, choose a region. It only gives you two options and then create an app. So I've already created an app for this project. So I would be using that only. So once you create an app, you would be seeing that an app has been created here. And once you click on it, you would be getting this options of overview, resources, deploy, settings, etc. So what you can do is go to your settings first and there click on add build pack. So then you choose Python and go for save changes. Once you do this, now Heroku understand that you're going to use Python on your server and a build pack for that has to be instantiated there. Now click on open app. This is going to take time, but for you, there is going to be a default page showing that the app has been created, but since nothing has been deployed right now, so a default page is going to be present here. So don't worry about anything. Just go back to your deploy. Okay, so the deploy option, it is giving you three methods for deployment. That is using Heroku Git, using the GitHub, or container registry. Now this is for those who already know about DevOps and know how to build CIs. So for those who are just starting off with Heroku, what you're going to do is in your app connected to GitHub is going to give you an option of connect. So once you click on connect, what it is going to do is it is going to ask you to log in with your credentials onto GitHub. And once you do that, it is going to connect your GitHub with your Heroku account. And it is going to show you something like connected to your account name on GitHub. Okay. After that, it is going to ask you about your repository, which repository you want to connect with this app. So I've connected the cat versus dog, this repository with here. Now the next thing to do is go to manual deploy. Now in manual deploy, choose the branch. Since master was my main branch, I'm going to click on deploy branch. Now you can see that it has started working on setting up the server. Now this might take time, and while it is taking time, let me just clear out some things that I wanted to. First is, see, it is using the build pack that we have defined. Then it is saying that Python app detected. Now this Python app detected is actually from the build pack, and now it will start to understand which Python version to be installed on the server. And yeah, see, it is taking the Python version from runtime.txt, and after that it is starting to install all the setup tools or all the requirements from my requirements.txt. Now all of this is actually being supervised, I would say, from my proc file telling the server how to act and set up itself rather than me manually doing it. So it is now compressing the files, and this takes most of the time actually. So once this is done, hopefully it would the server would be set up and it would show you that the server is now active and you can start working on the or you can start interacting with the website. So we're going to wait for this, and it's now saying that it has done the compressing. And now you can see that it has launched. You can just take this link here, go to a new tab, and man, why does it take so much time? So yeah, it has now loaded the page. And now if I have to, and let's say I'm taking this as a sample, and I'll click on predict, and you can see that the prediction has been done. That is, it is a dog, and it is giving the percentile or the confidence of 100% that it is a dog. And you can go back to home, and from there again you can see and if you want to predict another image or not. So with this, we come to the last part and have finished the last part. And here we will be ending our project, that is dogs, cat versus dogs image classification.